Yo! Hi everyone, I'm Shem. I was running Octopath 2 the other day, and now I'm here to run LEGO Star Wars. But this time I'm joined with a lovely commentator, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Rebel Dragon 95. I run a load of different games. Unfortunately, this isn't one of them, but I do know a lot about this game and its run because I've been hanging around with Shem and Laser Trap for a good while.
So yeah, I guess now we should just get into the run without any delay.
Yep. I believe we use the button. Is that okay?
So, do I hit the button?
Do we hit the button? No? All right, cool. So, do you want to just say when you start then?
All right, yeah. So the time starts when we load into this first level. So in about 3, 2, 1, go. So this is obviously not the version of LEGO Star Wars you're probably used to. This is, in fact, the DS version, which is a completely different build entirely. And one of the major differences is Yoda in particular. He moves very quickly with his just base lightsaber attacks. So you just chain 3 of those together and then go into a single jump, and that conserves the momentum and lets you go very fast. And it is the main method of transportation through each of the various levels in this run.
Yeah, Yoda is pretty much just like the god character for this game, outside of like a couple of instances where we use the custom character. Because custom character is also pretty up there with the tier list of good characters.
Yeah, and something special Yoda can do, he can clip through basically any wall he wants. So, Rebel, do you mind explaining that?
Yeah, so by approaching a door from a slight angle and then holding into the door within a certain frame window, Yoda will just pop straight through it. If the door is like flat facing you and the camera's flat facing you, they're not too difficult, but there are some really annoying ones where like there's a door to like the right of you and you have to like approach it from a weird angle and then hold into it.
Yeah, that second door clip I did there is either you get it first try or you get it.
Yeah, or you don't get it at all. Yeah.
So I was very silently popping off right there. So I guess we should just explain what this category actually is. So this is free play. So there's just the standard like any percent, 100% in this game, but free play is a very special category. So in every LEGO game, there is a story mode, which is just, you know, beating the levels as intended, just the characters who are supposed to be there. So for example, in this level, there's like, this is a bad time to find out I don't know any Star Wars characters. You get Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn at some point. I know that.
You have Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, Queen Amidala, and someone else here. One of the generic soldier guys. It might be the captain guy. But yeah, you basically run around as 2 characters with like guns for a little bit, and then you get Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon towards the end. But yeah, during the story. But in free play, you just have basically free reign of any character. There is a little bit of like RNG with the characters you get in free play, but the game always has to give you a droid, both droids of some kind, a version of R2 and a version of C-3PO. It has to give you a bounty hunter, and it has to give you a stormtrooper or someone of the Imperial stuff, and it always has to give you like a small character if you haven't already selected one of them. That was proving a little bit difficult, but yeah. So one of the god characters normally is if you see one of the droid bounty hunters, because they both count as a bounty hunter and as a droid.
Yeah, so that is...
So they get to open up the droid panels and also throw bombs, which are useful for boss fights and a couple of clips.
Yeah, and so those are IG-88 and Forlorn. I'll point them out if we get them.
Yeah.
And also, you'll notice I'm not playing with any music. That is just due to Star Wars music not being too fond of... or Twitch not being too fond of Star Wars music. So we're just keeping it silent for now. Hopefully we'll talk enough, so it doesn't matter anyway. And you'll notice I skipped over that level pod race there, or the pod racing level. That is because that doesn't actually have a mode in free play, so yeah, we just ignore any spaceship levels in this category, like the pod racing.
Yeah, which is cool, because the space levels, I'd never found that interesting in this game.
Yeah,
especially the pod racing one. The pod racing one can be real annoying when you're trying to like speedrun it.
Yeah. Another clip here.
Yep. That one can be a little, this one is a little bit awkward, yeah.
This level kind of just gets increasingly difficult with each clip you do.
Yeah,
so the first one is facing forward, and it's pretty easy. The second one, facing at a bit of an angle, but you've got a lot of space for it. And then this door clip right here has everything, so it's kind of, it's a thin space to clip through, which makes it harder, and it's also at a angle, which makes it even harder. So let's see how it goes here.
Yeah, so, that was really good, yeah. Yeah, so like depending on your level order in this game, that can also affect like how hard or easy the category is, depending on like where you do the levels. Because Shem likes to do the levels in order from episode 1 to episode 6. But then there's nothing stopping you in like free play from doing like episode 6 and going backwards or whatever, depending on what you prefer doing. So that clip could either be at the start or at the end of the run.
Yeah, it's one of the main reasons I like to do episode 1 first. And in this level, we've just got to save 6 of our little worker buddies here. I can't remember what their role is.
Yeah, they're basically like the worker. They're like mechanics and things for like the big ship, for like the yellow spaceships.
Yeah, so they're being guarded by little droids, and we can just use the force, but you have to use the touchscreen. You can use A as well, but it's far slower. So anything that basically needs the touchscreen will probably use the touchscreen if possible. And unfortunately, this is just one of those doors you can't clip through. At least with Yoda, there are other ways of clipping through, but we need to do this panel here. So if we use IG-88 here, we can use that rather than having to use R2 despite what it wants. And then we finish the level with Yoda, so we have him in the cantina for some faster movement. So we're going to head into the final level of the Phantom Menace here, Darth Maul. So pick Yoda again, of course.
Yep.
And we're going to use an interesting sort of strategy for this fight, hopefully.
Yeah. So he's going to try and throw bombs at particular angles to both destroy the droids and/or hit Darth Maul. And essentially now when he now when he does his first force thing, he should just you didn't get the right angle there, but that's fine. But if you get the bomb throws correct, he just dies from that one. And then you don't need to use force on the bridge because Yoda can just jump over it because he's really good like that. You can actually, I think it's do like 2 or 3 attacks before you need to jump, especially when you're going over a gap. So you can use that to kind of extend the range of it. You can do it with like other lightsaber wielders as well. It's kind of like a buffering a jump behind like a swing. And you can use that to cover large distances, but Yoda just doesn't care about that. He just goes.
Yeah, Yoda goes so far, and when you use your lightsaber attacks, he's still considered as if he is grounded.
Yeah.
So you just make some massive distance, which I will be showing again in this room here. So, and also the in that Maul 1, it doesn't actually show on screen when you deal damage to him until you hit him with one of the things you have to reflect.
Yeah. This is known as the room of pointlessness to Jono.
Yeah, the casual strategy here is to just pull 4 sets of levers.
Yeah.
But in free play, we just use 4 sets of Yoda clips to get through.
And these are probably the most upsetting ones when you fail them like 2 or 3 times. You're like, no.
And lightsaber bosses in story mode can be quite a pain, but in free play, wait, do I have?
I don't think you have invisibly turned on.
Hold up.
I did wonder that. that might be useful. All right, yeah. So like all he's gonna do is he's gonna stand in front of Darth Maul and just throw bombs at him until he goes on to his second phase.
Yeah, the other part of free play that's different to story mode is we can use any extras which are required from collecting various collectibles in this game. So things like invincibility or fast. What is he doing?
That was really weird.
He was targeting Vader for some reason.
He just really doesn't like Vader there.
Yeah, I've never really seen that before. That is very strange.
Yeah, so as Shem's doing, you can either use the force to hit back these barrels, or you can just throw a bomb at him. If you get the right angle, the bomb is definitely like... He nearly got caught on this.
That was the wickedest 1-1, I think.
Yeah, that was...
Or 1-5.
That was a really weird Darth Maul.
Not sure what was going on there. I guess that's just the marathon experience for you. And now we're going to head into the next episode. So this is Attack of the Clones. And, you know, the first part of this film, Obi-Wan went to Kamino, and he did a little bit of flying. So, with the custom character, the game never actually checks if you can still double jump. So you can always still double jump between blaster shots. And you can gain an infinite amount of height that way. And the other beneficial reason for doing this is because lots of like later rooms are stored in this room as well. So we can just jump over here from literally the first room in the game, pull down, and this is the second to last room in the level. And we save several minutes.
Yeah, this stage is kind of long, and this just completely destroys it.
Yeah, and then we do what's known as a improper load in the boss arena for this room. And what that does is it means the floor is technically not spawned in. So that means that Jango Fett just falls through the floor and the fight ends instantly. And we just win, pretty much.
Yeah.
But we can't use the infinite jumping in every level. So, of course, we still need to swap to Yoda to just go through them fast. And that is a pretty difficult trick, to be honest. It is not easy in the slightest.
Yeah, like doing a few infinite jumps in a row isn't like too difficult because it is just shoot, jump, shoot, jump, shoot, jump. That was a lovely sound in my ear. But doing them over a long period of time, especially when because when the background shift, when the game loads different areas and stuff, which will happen in later levels, the game can drop inputs as well, because it can lag a little bit. But especially like when you start the second one in that level, you basically have to do it blind for a little bit. You just have to kind of go, yeah, so I hold this direction and hopefully I make it. Oh yeah, and in this room we're hoping that our partner doesn't like change to Yoda, like he just did there.
Yeah. What's the? This happened in my PB.
It really did. It really did.
I messed it up badly there, and yeah.
There we go. Hopefully, he doesn't change to Yoda.
Please don't swap. Okay, thank you.
No, it's fine. No.
So in this level, we need to have both our AI and our main character go over to these buttons to press them. We can't actually clip through this door, so we just need to wait for the AI. And the AI in these DS Lego games, it's not the greatest. This one is actually on the better end of some other games, but
yeah, that's like in most that's probably like one of the worst parts of your AI thing, like this and like one of the boss like levels like later where it really comes into play. But yeah, the fact you can't click through that door just like ruins that entire room. Because sometimes he just changes to Yoda, and when your AI partner changes to Yoda, they just like walk. They don't get the lightsaber out and like do anything. They just like slowly walk towards you.
Yeah, when Yoda doesn't have his lightsaber out, he is actually, I believe he's the slowest character.
He's the slowest character. I think he's slower than the Gonk droid.
Yeah, the other competition would be a Gonk droid, which is not exactly a great competition to have. So we just need to build this bomb. This is another door we can't quite clip through. We can jump over it with some fancy tech, but we can clip through it as it's opening.
Yeah, it saves like a second or so.
Yeah, if you're not bad, and
if you're extra baller, you can always get it.
Yeah, it's not a very big time save, but it's very much worth it. So this next level is probably my least favorite in the run.
Oh, it's Jedi Battle, isn't it?
Yeah, Jedi Battle. This one is kind of just go place, kill some enemies, and that's the long and short of it. So I guess if there's any time for any messages, go ahead now.
Thank you very much. We have a $5 donation from Velopia saying, another one of my childhood games, supporting this event as much as I can. Thank you for all the great runs so far, and good luck, Shem. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
this goes towards the Twilight Princess low % skip Star-Lord incentive. We still have a bit to go on that, so make sure that you keep the donations coming, because it's one of the hardest tricks in the game. We also have GP54 donating $5 for the Final Fantasy naming bids, saying Dexter for Sedane's name. You can choose the names for a lot of the Final Fantasy IX characters, so get your ideas in and get the donations in.
Oh yeah, for sure. Make sure to keep on donating to a very good cause. And yeah, in this level, I guess we get to see a little more of how strong the bounty hunters are, since we can get rid of a bunch of AoE enemies here.
And something else he did as well is when like you pull a lever, you can switch characters to animation cancel the animation of pulling the lever down, so you can get moving straight away. So normally when you pull levers, you're meant to wait for your like partner or AI to go pull the other lever, but because you can animation cancel the lever, you can normally pull a lever, animation cancel, go pull the other one. Yourself without having to worry about the AI taking forever to get over to you.
And in some places I actually do want the AI to do that for us, since I can just not animation cancel and then have the AI do it for me, like over here for example, since it's faster for them to walk over than for me to swap and then walk over again as well.
Yeah, because he's just right there.
And the only downside of that, if you try an animation cancel, the AI just like completely ignores what you're doing and refuses to pull the lever. So you need to be careful with that. But yeah, just using 4 shots on there to get rid of those 4 droids that come down, or 8 droids that come down rather. And then we can swap to Orlom again. and use some bombs to kill some Geonosians. Rather than having to do Jedi slams on the droidicas, we can literally just throw a bomb and that goes through the shield and through them. So yeah, bombs are just the most effective way of going through most combat encounters.
I just noticed that is that force color purple because like in the story you normally Mace Windu here.
Yeah, it's
it just doesn't change.
Yeah, you unlock other Jedi, but it doesn't change from being purple since you just start off with Mace Windu because attention to detail is the height of what's going on in this game.
Just killing some of the Geonosians and then you can move over here. Yep, here's a Jango Fett, which is gonna bomb in with another bounty hunter. Yeah, you can just stand in his face and throw them as fast as you can.
Yeah, he doesn't really fight back. There are a few other ways of tackling this fight since he's a pretty easy boss fight overall, but I just find it easier to just mindlessly throw bombs. And
I'm pretty sure in regular the story mode runs, you if you do all levels, you carry him to a bomb and explode him or something, if I remember correctly. You do something weird with him because he's pretty manipulable because he flies around everywhere.
Yeah, you try and just keep him one spot as much as you can. So this is the final level of episode 2. This is Count Dooku. So I'm finishing off with another, I guess, kind of boss level.
Yeah.
Finish the chapter off. This one's pretty simple. You just run through a few rooms as fast as you can with Yoda, and then do a clip, and then it's Count Dooku, and then it's Dookuing time, I guess.
It's always Dooku time. Yeah. So normally meant to go around this entire room and open the door, but you can just Yoda clip straight through, go straight into the boss fight. And this is, again, another boss fight. But you're going to throw a bomb and then you're going to switch to Yoda because doing the Jedi Slam is actually a little bit quicker. And they're normally meant to use force on those, the barrels and his little orbs that he throws at you. But you can just throw bombs at him from the other side and just kind of stun lock him there now.
Yeah, there's a 2-frame window where he can't block your attacks. And he also doesn't move. So we try and hit him in that 2-frame window as much as possible. Which is why I go for the Jedi Slams, because that always will hit on the first frame.
Yeah.
That was really well done, actually.
That was a good fight, yeah.
All right, so that was a pretty solid episode 2. Didn't have too much trouble overall. A few misclips, but that's just how it goes. You can't get them all 100% of the time.
No, they're all pretty even some of the easier ones. If you just approach it at slightly the wrong angle, which is pretty easy to do. In some instances, then you just won't get it. Oh yeah, General Grievous.
Yeah, from boss level to boss level. Yep. This is another level where we select the custom character, but it's not actually due to any improper loading strats. It's rather just a very vertical level, so getting the extra height by just being able to infinite jump is slightly more beneficial to us than having Yoda in the party, since there isn't really much movement you need to do, and all the combat is just from Forlom over here. So you just have to scale this, try and optimize your custom character jumps as fast as possible. The only other character other than the custom character who can do this is actually Jar Jar Binks, which is interesting since for some reason they gave Jar Jar the property of being able to double jump and being a blaster character.
Yeah, and I don't know why he even has a gun in this version, because in the console versions he throws the little Gungan orb thing, the little blue orb.
Yeah, there's some interesting choices in this game, especially with the music. The music choices can be very strange sometimes. Unfortunately, we can't see that today, but yeah.
Yeah.
So this is actually my favorite level in the entire game, Defense of Kashyyk. And the main reason for that is because of these jumps. So this works by magic, and also the fact that the collision for the bridges is always there, even if you don't push them down. So by just using Yoda, you can jump around the edge and just land on where the collision is and just skip all the challenges related to bringing the bridges down. It's honestly not that difficult, but it can be pretty finicky sometimes with the ledges. So all of this level is just trying to optimize your Yoda movement, which I find really satisfying, and also trying to optimize your strats with the Invisibridges. And there's also some other cool things coming up. So in the next room, I believe, we're going to be on the beach, as it is now known. So after we turn down here, a lot of these platforms do kind of look similar. So this is the beach, which you will see why. Especially since we only have the game audio.
Yeah, but you just get to hear the beeps all day.
Yeah. So this little jump here, there's an invisible wall stopping us from getting over, But what we can do is we can go under.
There we go.
And then go over again, which is surprisingly precise. But yeah, it always feels satisfying to pull off. So if you go too high, you're obviously going to bonk into the invisible wall and fall down. But if you go too low, you're not going to have enough height to get over. That looked like it was too low, but I got pretty lucky with it.
Yeah, you kind of got to be able to go for the backup of standing on the target, which was something I saw like not too long ago, and I was like, that's genius. Like if you miss it, you just land on the target, but that's still difficult to do because the target isn't exactly like the biggest thing in the world.
Yeah, and then one door clip to get through here, so we don't have to wait for our AI partner.
Yeah, that one's another one where you just cry if you fail it, because like then your partner just walks up behind you and you're like, well, I may as well not bother anymore.
Then just use the force on here and wait for a little bit for the level to end, and that is Kashyyk. Very satisfying level to pull off, and a lot of pretty unique things as well. Quite a lot of levels have pretty unique things for each of them. Speaking of, or I guess this isn't quite a unique thing, but we're going back to the custom character for Ruin of the Jedi. For the absolute smallest time save from any moon jump in the game, it saves I think 8 seconds, and is one of the hardest. But the Yoda strats also suck in this level, so either way you're not having a fun time. So just open that door slightly, and when it's closing, it's not got the collision, so you can just run through. And then we go into one of the sub-rooms. So this is where a mini-kit is usually spawned. But from here, we can just do a little bit of jumping, get out of bounds.
Yep, so this one's actually a surprisingly, like, annoying one to do. Your only point of reference about where you are is, like, your, where your shots are. And you're trying to basically get to a particular point, and then you want to land, basically, if I remember correctly, in a loading zone, which takes you to the next part of the stage.
Yeah, literally the final room.
Yeah. No, there's a little bit.
I got into the room there, but I got the lag frame from the room transition, so I just dropped my jump.
Yeah.
And had to fall back down again, unfortunately. That is a risk of these strats, is sometimes you can just lose your run for seemingly no reason.
There you go, you got through and you can drop in transition. Now, actually, surprisingly, hitting this trigger can sometimes be really annoying as well.
Yeah, that trigger is pretty damn small, actually.
I've seen many runs where you get there and you're like, yeah, I did it, and then you just fall straight through and nothing happens. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so you kind of want to aim for one of the little mini-kits there and hope that the game wants to let you through that time. Luckily it did, so that wasn't too slow, all things considered. And then we head into Darth Vader, so this is where the prequels end. Unfortunately
or fortunately?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Both sections of this run are pretty fun. And hey, we're not here for the story. So this is a kind of unique level in that anytime you die, you get brought back right to the end of the room, or right to the start of the room. And this one's kind of unique because it's got a time limit. You think I can get out of this room in 45 seconds?
It might be tough, to be honest with you.
49 seconds.
Oh, yeah, 49, okay. That might be a little bit easier.
Yeah, if it was 45,
if 45,
I'm not
you'd be done. All right, so you're meant to go through this and like move all the pillars and all this other stuff, but yeah, you can just slide off a pillar and you go straight through the door.
Yeah, you could ask me why that works, but I'm not actually.
I honestly don't know either. Like it's just one of those like weird clips. You can kind of do it with the bombs that the bounty hunters throw as well, which you sometimes have to do because when you pick the custom character, you might not get Yoda. So like normally for free play files, you're trying to you normally have like a specific set of unlocked characters, so you have a higher chance of getting Yoda.
Yeah, it's when I'm in those moon jump levels with the custom character, it's a 1 in 7 shot of getting Yoda at any given point. So it's not very likely. I think it's like usually you average like maybe 1 every run.
Yeah.
If you get more than 1, you're getting pretty lucky.
Yeah, and all that means is there are some levels where like you may have to do a bomb clip, or if you get instead of doing the Yoda clip, and bomb clips are surprisingly like a lot more difficult because they're way more precise than the Yoda clips are.
Yeah, and as we head into the original trilogy, this is a very iconic scene from the first Star Wars film, and I'm sure this is an accurate recreation of what really happened. So Princess Leia did some things, and then she did a little jump onto a lever and started jumping.
Yep, just go straight over the ship to get to where she needs to go.
See, if this actually happened in Star Wars, I'm sure it would be a lot more. Oh, it would be a much bigger series.
Yeah.
Like, who wouldn't want to watch this?
If they just started infinite jumping over everything.
Yeah, but we still need to clip, and we don't have Yoda, so we're going to have to use a little detonator clip there. So this works similarly to the one in the last level, where we kind of want to slide down like that.
That was a really weird one.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very nice indeed. We take those. So there's a few of those little slide clips. They can be pretty annoying, but thankfully we got it pretty quickly. So now this is another little bit of Yoda movement, so I guess if we have any time for messages, now's a good time.
Thank you. We have a $10 donation from 2D SVD, and I would love to read this out as intended. I won't try, but the comment says, Lego Yoda death sound. Thank you very much for your donation, and this is going towards the Twilight Princess Skip Stallard incentive. You want to make sure you keep the donations coming, because it is one of the hardest tricks in the game, and it would be an absolute blast to get to see it here.
Yeah, shout outs to Lego Yoda death sound.
It's pretty goated. It's real good. He screams like it sounds like 3 people just like got murdered.
Yeah, thankfully that's one of the things the DS version keeps from console.
Yeah, the Yoda
that's something I would not want to miss. Unfortunately, since Ghost Yoda is both invincible by nature and we've got the invincibility extra, we're not going to hear it very often, but whenever I can sneak a death in and not lose any time, may as well, you know? So you can clip through this door. It's pretty hard, so I just opt to use the force on these various wheels. And yeah, you can clip through basically every door in the sound crawler, but a lot of the time it's just easier and oftentimes not much slower to just...
Yeah, because opening the door you just did there, like the button to open it is right there. You may as well just open the door.
Yeah, that one does not save a lot, and it's actually surprisingly hard.
All right. Oh, we got one in good. All right. So to get over these pits, you can do you could do the extended attacks, then jump, as we said earlier. When you attack, even if you attack like off a platform and you're still in the air, you're still counted as grounded, which is why you can jump out of it. So yeah, these mud pits do kill you, but there are ways to get over all of them without doing the intended thing. So what you're meant to do is you're meant to like pump the moisture out of it, and then they become like hard and they don't kill you.
Yeah, my depth perception was slightly off there.
Yeah, you really
missed the bush.
Yeah, you just completely whiffed it.
It's fine. We're just getting more
Yoda death sounds.
So this is you're meant to do a little puzzle to open that. But you can also just pull it from straight through. Like, I guess they just never even thought to try it.
Yeah.
Because it's not something you need to set up or anything. You just kind of do it, and it works every time. So it's pretty easy to do that. And it's just slightly more reliable than having to go for the clip. Because you can still go for the clip, and it's not much of a time loss anyway. But yeah, it's just very wonky collision.
Yeah, you can also, like... While the door's opening, you can also try and clip through it to save a tiny, tiny bit of time. Unfortunate. There you go, cool.
Yeah, this is another very, very short level. There's actually quite a few levels in this game that are sub 1 minute.
Yeah.
If played to world record standard. I feel like I've lost the chance of sub 1 on this level, unfortunately, but it should be a 10x. Don't even need to touch the control stick for that clip. Basically, with these little brown doors, there's a tiny gap in which you can barely squeeze through. And if you start your Yoda attack sequence on the side, you can just move to the side whilst doing it, and you'll be pushed through, which is super nice. And then in this final room, we're just gonna, flip into the ending trigger.
Yeah, rather than doing anything that we're meant to. Oh no. There you go, cool.
I was nervous because I knew the death sound was coming.
You just didn't want to hear it.
Ooh, Death Star Escape. This is another cool one.
Yes. I actually like this level quite a lot. Like there's quite a number of things that go into it.
So first up, we're going to see a new type of clip. This is a ceiling clip. It's a very tight window, but yeah, you can sometimes just squeeze through ceilings if your positioning is good enough. And that lets you clip into the next room, which is, yeah, pretty nice. That clip is pretty weird because if you do it incorrectly, you'll just be clipped back into, or you'll load back into the room you were before. And then there's also an invisible ledge here for some reason that you can just walk across. Then if you fly across with R2, that's just the loading zone to the penultimate room in this level. So you can just jump across and, yeah, get through really easy like that. And then from here, unfortunately, we've got no skip to get the Death Star early.
Yeah.
So we've just got to do it all casually.
Yeah, unfortunately, we are very good at clipping forward, but not downwards.
Yeah. Or at least intentionally downwards.
Yeah. Oh, and something that Shem's done a couple of times, he didn't need to do it there, but when you you do a jump up to a platform on, this is thing in all the runs on the DS version of this game is, if you character swap at like the top of your jump, you can kind of extend the hitbox a little bit, and that can be used to basically make jumps that you may or may not fail, but some of them are required to actually make it over the gap.
Yeah, it's a very slight increase, but it definitely can be the deal breaker in a lot of cases. So now pull this lever, that is episode 4 done, so now I guess we move on to episode 5.
Yep.
I don't think I've actually seen the film for this one, so this is just all I know about.
Oh, okay.
All I know about Star Wars Episode 5 is just from this game, really. So
I mean, this game does it pretty well, like.
So something that is different to most of the individual episodes. I'm starting this off with the episode 5 first, which basically is just to optimize the amount of time we spend in the cantina using Yoda movement rather than other characters like the slow custom character.
Yeah. As I mentioned, like before, technically by the leaderboard rules, you can do the episodes in any order you want. But you have to take into consideration how much cantina. That was a really good clip. You have to take into consideration how much your cantina movement is going to come into play. So there are some routes which like, oh, I can do this, but then you can't, because you have to think about the amount of time you're going to be spending walking around as either the custom character or Yoda.
Yeah. So I honestly quite like my route, since it means there's no extended sections where you're walking as the custom character.
Yeah.
And this isn't the strat I usually go for here, but this is it's a fun one.
Oh yes. The door. Oh, did you get it?
I did not get it.
You didn't get it, because yeah. So what he's going for here is he's going to stand on top of this platform and he's going to jump into the void, basically, and then as the game switches from one load zone to the other, he's going to character swap and then die, and then what that will do is that just deloads a bunch of stuff.
Okay, I'm not sure why it's not working here.
Try going from.
Huh?
I'm not sure why it's not working either.
Hello?
Okay. Oh no.
So this is probably why I should practice this in advance. Okay, so we're just gonna go for the normal strat.
Yeah, just go for the normal strat. So what would have happened is the background would have swapped, and then he would have yeah. So you got the lag frame there for the transition, and then died. Yeah. So that was what would have happened if he hit the trigger there. But then what would have happened then? He would have respawned, and then all the doors deload. So you just walk through it.
Yeah, but alternatively, you can just go around, clip through the ceiling, and just jump down into the loading zone for the end of the room, or do another bomb clip if you so please.
Yeah, or like if you get Yoda, just do a Yoda clip.
Oh no, you can't Yoda clip.
Oh, you can't clip on those doors, can you?
Yeah, those are the only ones in the game you can't Yoda clip through, I believe, or you can't Yoda clip, but you can.
I honestly forget which ones you can and can't. So I'm like, yeah, you can definitely Yoda clip there.
Yeah, that level is kind of rough for that reason, since the detonator clips rely on the RNG of like how the bomber ends up facing. So the one I got there was actually really, really fast.
Yeah, no, because it landed like directly on top of you and just shoved you straight through, which is like what you want essentially. But like with the way you throw it, it bounces off both sides of the door frames. So
yeah, that one requires both good luck and I believe it's a 2-frame input to get it to actually work.
Yeah.
So I don't rely on it. I just basically just hope for a good angle and we'll just slide through. And what I'm using here, I'm using quite a lot of quad jumps in this level and triple jumps in order to just extend my distance over gaps and get over nice and easy like that. So like here, doing 2 attacks, and then as soon as I do the second one, cancel it with a jump, so I don't fall too far, and then do another jump to just get all the way across. And then we're gonna fight against Darth Vader. He's come to Dagobah or something. And we're gonna ignore him because...
We can just leave him be. He's fine. He can stay there.
Yeah, we can just clip through that door nice and easy like that. And that's Dagobah done. So I'm actually going to go for a strat I learned this morning in this level.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, JRNG, you'll have to see it.
Oh yeah, do JRNG?
So yeah, Jar Jar, one of the only other characters who can get the infinite height, is like 1 in 22 of getting him. So I'm gonna try and...
Oh, you're doing I think this is the jump storage thing, if I remember correctly.
Slash storage.
Slash storage, that's it.
I'm getting a little bit of height, but not...
Yeah, but not enough height.
enough.
There you go. Oh. Okay, so there we go.
Damn it!
And then you didn't get the...
I missed the loading zone.
You missed the loading zone. Oh no! We got hyped too early, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah. So what he's doing here is he's gonna he's like inputting some inputs, then character swapping, and then he's gonna character swap while going over and hopefully hit the loading zone.
This is not being my friend. Oh.
Oh, there we go. There we go. We got that time. There we go.
So that is you need to. When you're doing your single jump Jedi attack, so like a Jedi slam, it boosts you up slightly, and if you character swap on the frame that begins, basically what happens is it stores the slash for when you swap to that character next. So if we do it with Darth Vader and then do it with Yoda as well, and then swap to both of them in quick succession, it basically just allows us to, with the next character, just get a bunch of extra height. And yeah, we can use that to clip through ceilings and then clip into the loading zone. So I didn't save time with it there since it was pretty rough.
It's fine, you only learned the strat this morning.
Yeah.
We can give you a buy on that one.
Yeah, I've known how to do it for a while, but actually executing it is surprisingly difficult. And then we're going to do some stalactite jumps to get around here and hopefully go through without any more unnecessary deaths, please.
You need more Yoda noise. What are you doing?
True.
Right. Yeah. So he's just gonna like jump around all the collision there, so he doesn't have to like do the intended path, which is like go and shoot the pillars down and then use them as platforms. Yeah,
we can just go around all the obstacles there. You can clip through this door. I don't like it, so I just don't do it since it's fairly late in the run as well. And then we're going to do a reverse clip here. So we want to clip through into here. Okay, we're not going to do...
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Nice.
Yeah, sometimes the AI just isn't there to help you out to get out of that. Otherwise, you have to do a reverse clip. And it's one of those ones which is very annoying to fail because like you are stuck in that room until either the AI comes and stands there or you get the clip out.
Yeah, usually they just get distracted by the enemies in that room, so I don't rely on it. But yeah, you can just do a quick... Just the opposite inputs for a regular clip, and you should hopefully clip out. So this will be the final custom character level of the game. This strat is called Handlessless, because there was an old one called Handless, and then we found this one, which was even faster and even easier. So this is Handlessless. So we're just going to do a little bit of jumping away from where we're supposed to go, and in a few seconds' time, we will be reaching the like transition area and the lag frame. The next area, so it'll be changed to a very sunny scene, and I will fall to my death because I dropped my inputs.
Yep. As I said before, when the lag frame happens, you can drop your inputs. So unfortunately, you do have to go back to the start of the jump sequence there because you haven't landed on the ground. The way this game normally checkpoints you, I say checkpoints, normally respawns you when you die. It's normally like the closest place where you last had your feet on the ground, or like where it last considered you to be in a grounded state. So, cool. You didn't get hit by the lag frame that time. So yeah,
close,
it was close. Yeah.
Got through, but it's not over yet. We still need to find the loading zone, so it should be about here.
There it is. Yeah, cool. And that loads this other area.
This is the penultimate room yet again, and then we can just do a little bit of jumping around to get into this area, and then we can just do some more jumps through the final room and reach the end of the level.
Yeah. If you get Yoda here, you can just like Yoda move through, but like yeah, if you don't, you can just like infinite jump over everything.
Yeah, it saves about 5 seconds to get Yoda, so I was very happy in my PB when I saw I got the 1 in 7 odds. Unfortunately, we never got any 1 in 7s today, but that's just marathon luck for you.
It's fine. We got a Jar and G instead.
True. Even rarer.
Yeah, even rarer. Yeah.
So this is another one of my favorite levels, Battle of Endor or whatever it's called. I don't really know many of the names, partially because I play in German because why not? It doesn't save any time, but it's not any slower, and it helps me pick up a few words, so why not? But this one has a frame perfect trick where we want to use self-destruct on R2 and swap on the same frame, and what that does is it will store the invincibility frames of R2, and that allows us to just skip through the death plane and go into the loading trigger like that, and yeah.
Yeah, because like normally, if I remember correctly, you do the puzzle and then like a lift comes up and takes you down or something.
Yeah,
and,
if you try to go down before the lift, it'll just...
Yeah, just there's just a death plane there that disappears when the lift comes up.
So yeah, very clean there, actually.
Yeah, actually.
Then one nice clip here to get through.
Yep, and the end of this level is rather nice because it's just a couple of Yoda clips rather than having to go do all the puzzles.
I shoot that at least, so I don't have to do a sideways clip.
Yeah, which again are one of the harder ones because of the angle you have to approach the door at. And there we go, that's the end of the level. Yeah, the intended way to do that is actually to do 2 separate rooms to try and open that, but we can just skip through entirely with Yoda, and it's very nice. So this is now the final level of the game, Jedi Destiny. And this is a pretty evil one. Yeah, this level is kind of pretty difficult. So he's going to try and continuously hit Palpatine here between both the 2 Yodas without getting shocked by the Force Lightning. And then he needs to try and keep the AIs together a little bit because your partner can get a little bit confused. It's after like this bit normally. And sometimes they just get left in the dust and you just can't find them. And without the partner, you can't swap to continue to hit Palpatine. So yeah, we have to build up this fan to get up to his next area. We just run around this one big room, trying to chase him down and just get through as much of him as possible. So that was a very good first phase, since he didn't actually do any Force Lightning to us. So now we just have to get through second phase. And hopefully the AI they follow me here, so I can just keep on hitting it. Yep. And if you have good enough movement, unlucky, you just slightly off there. Yeah, if you're really good with it, you can just do that all with one character and you don't even need the AI. Yeah. But I just barely missed it there. So that's what happens when you miss. He'll just give you some Force Lightning and you have to swap to your AI partner to hit him back. And that's how this fight is meant to go, but yeah, we can just skip as many phases as possible. And that's what a good level in this, or a good time in this level is all about, just getting as many of those skips as you can. So whilst we're waiting for the AI to come over, we're just going to set up some things for later on, and then run back to make sure he's not lost. Is he lost? He might. Oh no, he's there. Okay. That's actually not too bad. He was just being slow. He was just being slow, yeah. Like, this one, we have to let Palpatine hit us, but we can just swap, and then the next phase, hit him again before he wants to Force Lightning us. Pull the lever. Hopefully the AI Yoda will follow up here. Thank you. He is, because sometimes he just doesn't, and you're just like, why? And then drop back down and try and get him onto it again. Okay, so last 3 hits. Time is at the end of this level. Yeah, after it fades to black is when time is. So this is now the final hit. Just need to let him shock us one more time. Swap to Yoda as he comes towards us, and that is time. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for Rebel for commentating, and thank you very much for Tech for helping set this 3DS capture up. It is a pretty evil thing to set up sometimes, so yeah, thank you very much for bearing with that. 43, still underestimate, so we take those. I don't want to take up too much of your time, so yeah. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone in the LEGO Speedruns community. They're all really cool. If you want to learn this run, I would definitely recommend it. It is a lot of fun, I'd say. And yeah, thank you everyone for watching. See ya.
Thank you for that showcase. We will be back after a short intermission with Sammy Circuit in Lionland. And I'm Radhira, I'm signing off, and I'll be leaving over to War Drums. Thank you very much.